My name is Augusta Farley, and this is Teak, and she was in the video where we did generalization with touch. And I'm going to do touch again. It's a different object, but it's an object. She'll probably quickly learn to touch it, and then I'm going to take away the reinforcement, which does happen to include negative reinforcement because the absence of food normally puts pressure on them, and you'll see that this will happen, to try again because it starts to go into intermittent reinforcement. But I'm taking away all reinforcement for touching this cocoa beater, hot chocolate beater from Mexico. And then I did this yesterday, but I forgot to mention spontaneous recovery. I mentioned extinction bursts, and you'll see the extinction bursts. And then instead of rewarding her for stopping the touching, I'm going to reward her again for touching, and I'll probably put a little break in the middle of it so that we don't drive her nuts. And I also will probably do some walkaways from the situation to test again whether she's going to touch, even though I don't reinforce. We'll see how long it takes for her not to stop touching. Based on yesterday, it was probably 30 seconds, maybe 45 seconds, and then she just stared at me and said, what's up? Theoretically, it should go faster today because she's had a little bit of experience in this corner of my living room about once I stop reinforcing, then there's no hope. So we'll go ahead and start. Got my cheese, faithful cheese. All right. And first I'm going to teach her to touch. Good. Good. And I'm doing continuous reinforcement. It's normally would go to intermittent but for our purposes. Good. And we'll do a little generalizing. Good. Good. Hey, my fingers. Good. Could probably be down a little lower. Good. That's the one I wanted. All right, now I'm going to stop reinforcing. Is to be expected. There's a noise outside. Oh. All right, so I'm going to walk away. That was the right behavior. I'm going to take a few seconds here. I still have the food in my hand, and that should encourage her to touch. Go back here. See if we get an extinction burst. We did. Now she's smart. Oh. So walk away. Probably should take the food out of my hand so I don't reinforce it. We'll see if we get an extinction burst again. We did a little bit. There's the burst. All right, we'll do it again until she doesn't fall for it. And this is like the game of leave it. Okay, we got one attempt. There's a burst because we got two that time. I would have thought it would have been easier to extinguish this behavior based on having done it yesterday, but there it is. All right, now I'm going to show what, if I start feeding her again, this behavior should come back pretty darn fast, especially if I do continuous reinforcement. All right. See now that, so it really, we haven't we had not extinguished the behavior because she tried it. But for the purposes of this video, I'm going to go ahead and reinforce this to show you that this behavior should come back pretty fast. And then we'll try to extinguish it again. Two times. I'll just do a quickie, and it's probably the end of the video here. It's long enough. It would make sense because she says, okay, now it's the game that you walk over there and I do it again. Because I haven't made any kind of cue that says, now you do and now you don't. There it is. All right. I'm going to reward that. Because she was a good guinea pig.